So in the last video, we introduced the theory of comparative advantage, or what's also called the Ricardian trade theory, which says that nations will trade at a price that's in between their opportunity costs, or another way of saying this is that they will trade as long as one nation has a comparative advantage over another. So the things that I've kept from prior videos are that first, hold on one second. First is just that we've kept this right here, which is just the price of wheat and the price of coal. So this was determined by the opportunity costs, and so we just said that the price of wheat will be in between the opportunity cost of wheat for the USA and the opportunity cost of wheat for Canada. And then the same thing for coal. And then I left up here just this little bit that nations will trade at a price that's in between their opportunity costs. So now the new stuff is that suppose that the USA produces all wheat and that Canada produces all coal. So we're going to start out at the initial point, we're going to put in white. The USA is going to be out here at 30 units of wheat and 0 units of coal. And then Canada is going to be all the way up here at 15 units of coal and 0 units of wheat. And then assume that Canada trades 5 units of coal to the USA for 5 units of wheat. So the terms of trade, and I'm just going to write the TOT for terms of trade, are that 5 coal is equal to 5 wheat, or in other words, 1 coal is equal to 1 wheat. So the first thing that I want to do is just show you how to check that this is a good deal for both nations. So first, the price of wheat in terms of coal is that 1 wheat is equal to 1 coal. And so we can see here that 1 is in between a half, and 3. So it is a good deal for, let's see, the US is giving up the wheat, so it is a good deal for the US. So it is a good deal for Canada. So Canada is better off trading 1 unit of coal for 1 unit of wheat than it could do on its own. And then the other side is that 1 unit of wheat is also, or 1 unit of coal for 1 unit of wheat is also a good deal for the US, because that is, it's getting coal cheaper than it could on its own. The US would have to give up 2 units of wheat to get 1 unit of coal, and here it only has to give up 1 unit of wheat to get 1 unit of coal. So it's getting a better deal also. So we can see just by checking with the opportunity costs that 1 unit of coal equals 1 unit of wheat are good terms of trades for both nations. Now the next thing I want to show you, and this is the whole point of this entire sequence of videos, is that both nations are better off. And so here's how we see this. We're saying that Canada is trading 5 units of coal to the USA for 5 units of wheat. So we're going to go over here 5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to go up 5, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so we can see now that this point out here, this point B, is outside of the production possibilities curve for the USA on its own. So this is better than the US could do alone. So by trading, the USA has expanded its consumption possibilities. It can consume more than it could produce on its own, or it can consume a greater number of goods than it could produce on its own. Because if it were to go ahead and produce 5 units of coal, so let's go ahead and see. If the USA were to go ahead and produce 5 units of coal, then it would only be able to produce 20 units of wheat. And here it's getting 5 and 25. So I don't really have too much room to write this out on this diagram. but it's a good exercise for you to check that the U.S. could only have 20 wheat with 5 coal. So, but now it has 25 wheat with 5 coal by trading, so it's better off. Now let's go look at the terms of Canada. So Canada now they give up 5 coal, so they only have 10 coal, and they gain 5 wheat. So they get 10 coal and they also get 5 wheat. So this is point B for Canada. And we can see that that's way better than what they could do on their own. If Canada wanted to produce 5 units of wheat, they would have to produce 0 coal. So they're getting 10 units of coal basically extra just for trading. So Canada is obviously better off also. So this is better than Canada could do on its own, and I'm not going to rewrite that, but that's the point of point B also. So Canada is better off and the US is better off. And the reason this is that both nations have a comparative advantage in one good. Canada has the comparative advantage in the production of coal, and the US has the comparative advantage in the production of wheat. So the US produces what it is better at, and Canada produces what it is better at. They both specialize, and then they trade, and everyone is better off. So this is the big punchline to this entire series of videos, and it's to show that trade can make all nations better off. It's not like a zero-sum game. It's not a win. It's not like one nation wins and the other nation loses. So everyone benefits from trade, and every single economist that I've ever met agrees with that, and to me it's one of the most interesting things about economics. So there are absolutely more formal theories of trade, but this is kind of the standard introductory one, and it gets you what in my mind it gets you all of the important takeaways from how economists look at trade. So that's all that I want to say in this video. I hope that was clear.